And good morning. I'm sorry. Good afternoon, good evening, whatever. Thank you very much for joining us again. And here, special guest. We have a special guest. Woo!
It's me.
Hold on. I've been trying to get her for like the last year, but she's been canceling on me and the show because she thought it was going to be a naco show. But of course not here. The professionalism continues. Comedian Liliana Cervantes. A.K.A. Botines.
Botines, yes.
Thank you for coming out.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks for the mug. It's legit.
It is legit.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
So how you been? How's everything?
Delicious coffee. Thank you. Good. I'm excited to be here. I'm sorry I've canceled on you like 5 times. I just thought you wanted something else, so I was like, oh no.
What? Like
oh.
Well, not with you. Well, you're
what am I? What?
What the Latino community calls the marimacha community.
That's such an ugly word. I'd rather
Please
say
educate
that.
him.
I don't consider myself that, but
I know, but that's what.
I'm gay. There, I said
there
it.
You go.
I just came out of the closet here on the Carlos Loma show. There
you are?
I am. You just thought I didn't want to hook up with you?
No wonder I've been seeing you with a girl lately.
Lately, always.
No wonder she's been canceling on you.
Yes, there you go.
Botines, I am shocked.
Botines, yep.
Oh well, you know what I met you at the Antiguas, right?
In Monterey Park, right?
Was it Monterey Park? No, in Montebello.
Montebello.
I think that's where I saw you. I met you.
I was there with my cousins and her friends, and then you started picking on them, and then it was like, he's so funny. Botines.
Oh, because
ever since it's been nonstop. It's been like what, 8 years?
Yeah, damn.
That long. Yeah.
Estoy viejito. I remember that day because it was I guess they put like new floor. But it was for some reason it was just it was sticking. Like there was the floor was sticky, and then people didn't want to walk in and like to the restroom because so then había una chanclas, so there was like so I called her chanclas, whatever, and then I think your friend had like botas,
Uggs, like pink Uggs, and you're like botines.
No, but so sí, like really, I don't know what she had, but I was like botines.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Well, they still use that. Those girls still use that. They call each other botines. My cousin Paloma.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? After that, I blanked out. So that was my drinking days. We can talk about that later.
Yeah, that's when I was straight.
Oh, you were straight?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about that. But
okay.
Let's talk about comedy. How did you inspire to be a comedian?
I've always wanted to. It started in 4th grade, actually. I had this teacher named Mrs. Taylor, and she would give us spelling words throughout the week, and then on Friday we had to come up with a story using those spelling words, and I was so excited. That was like my favorite homework to do because I wanted to make the class laugh. So I wrote the funniest stories using those spelling words, and I couldn't wait to get in front of the class and read it. And I was like, that was the first time I loved that attention of like making an audience laugh.
So, but prior to that, you didn't like the word comedian didn't pop in?
Well, prior to that, I was 10 years old, so no, it didn't. But then as time went by, I would start watching all that comedy. I was like, I want to do that. But never really thought I would do that. And then I went to Tortillas in Monterey Park, where like all the guys started, like Willie Barcena, Felipe, Gabriel. I used to go watch them. You can't
use that word.
What, Tortillas?
No, Felipe.
Oh, okay. Okay, sorry.
He's notorious material thief.
Okay.
I don't care.
All right. Well, I would go there. I was like, I want to do that. And then years passed, and I bumped into Willie Barcena at a Subway. I go, I'm sorry to bother you, but you look so familiar.
Subway sandwiches?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like a Subway.
So, yeah.
That was like New York?
No. And he's like, yeah, I'm a comedian. You've probably seen me on Comedy Central or HBO or like, no, Tortillas. I used to go watch you Wednesdays on Tortillas. He's like,
yeah, I did that too.
Yeah.
Wow.
As I really want to do this, I felt like it was meant to be. I really want to do it. He's like, well, give me a call. I could probably help you out. This is before. But it started right there, like 10 years ago. And
what was your first? Was it no? It wasn't. Well, it was. I remember it was tortillas because I remember starting there as well.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't start there, but I
never performed at tortillas. I think it was past my time. But he suggested open mics, so I started doing a lot of open mics. And then later came a time he's like, okay, I think you're ready. I'll give you 3 minutes at the Ice House. I was like, 3 minutes? Oh my God, that's eternity! And then I went on stage 2 and sucked. And I was like, okay, I gotta.
So it was silence.
Silence, like crickets, like grr, grr. I don't know if that's a cricket, but
no, that was
like a pigeon.
And then I was like, okay, I really gotta take this serious, and it's been.
So, do you remember your first joke that you said?
Yes, I wrote.
Was it as racist as Carlos's?
I don't know your first joke, but mine was really hacky. I was like, I'm Mexican and a lesbian, which means I love Home Depot. Yeah. That's why I don't use it.
That's all our time we have here. What gave you the courage to actually go up on stage? Like, what was it? Like, did you tell your family? Did you tell your friends? Did you have support? No support?
I took a writing class with Jerry Katzman, very smart gentleman. I took a writing class and started. He's the first one to tell me, well, Willie did too, but I didn't get it. But Jerry Katzman was the first one to say, like, what's inside? Like, really talk about... Because I was talking about traffic, about Febreze, about white people. It was really dumb. But he was the first one, like, no, talk about you being gay. Talk about being adopted. Talk about being raised by older parents. Talk about being Mexican. I was like, oh, that good stuff that makes you uncomfortable.
Right.
That's the stuff that's going to grab the audience attention.
So let's go back. So can we talk about your I mean, you said you're adopted, right?
Yeah, I'm adopted. Yes.
By Latino parents?
By Mexican parents. Like,
what? You never hear Mexicans adopting anybody, huh?
I know.
That's cool.
It was like taxes.
So, and then you said they were older?
They were older. They were in their 50s when they adopted me. I was adopted from Tijuana. I was about 3 months. They used my cousin Botines, Paloma's birth certificate to cross me over. She was like my first coyote. She still talks about it. She's so proud of it. Because of you, you're here. Because of me, you're here.
So ya tienes papeles?
Ya tengo. Legal. Fair and square.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. American citizen.
Woo!
Yes.
We should throw a parade for that.
Well, it happened right away because back in the day it was easy to cross over, and then they paid a doctor to say I was born, and my mother was my parents were my legal parents and everything. But then growing up, I was like, why are you so old? And I'm like, you had me when you were 50? That doesn't make sense. And then school, parent conferences, they're like, oh, your grandparents are here. I was like, oh, they're my parents. And that's when it start getting uncomfortable and feelings come out, and that's when you start getting all fucked up as a child.
And did they ever tell you you were adopted, or
yes,
did that happen?
My mom was in the garage making tamales, and she was drinking beer, and then I think it wasn't really that person, but I think she was trying to. It was.
She was building up to it.
Yeah, it was time for me to know, and then.
And how old were you at the time?
I was about 14, but I kind of suspected because her mom had Alzheimer's, and she would always tell me, they're like, you're not my granddaughter, you're adopted, your real mom is so and so. And I was like, as a kid, you're like, what the? And then I was like, oh, that's what she's talking about. And then my mom finally had the courage. She told me. I was like, cool.
And how did you take it?
I went into victim mode. I didn't know what that was as a kid. I went into like, oh, why me? Why me? Why me? But then as I got older, I was like, I'm pretty freaking lucky, because then I started to know my biological family and where I came from. I was like, yeah, thank you for getting me out of
that.
Yeah, they were like, oh, your family lives in the hills in Tijuana. And I'm like, oh, in the hills? Like, that sounds rich, right? And like, no.
How dare you take me away from that?
It's the total opposite. If you live in the hills in Mexico, that just means you're poor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I'm pretty, and then I was an only child, and then I grew up in Silver Lake, and then here I am in Downey.
There you
representing.
Go. That's it.
That's a pretty Yeah, that's a comedian's story.
Yeah. That's a recipe for great
For
material.
laughter.
Yes.
Okay, so when did you? I guess when did you start not developing, but having like suspicions that you were like
Gay?
Yeah, I didn't want to say much. Somebody got mad at me because I said that.
Yeah, me.
Yeah.
I didn't say it to you.
Oh, you said it to somebody else?
Yeah, like I said, like because I have gay friends, right? And I have
You're like that. Yeah.
and así me llevo con ellas, right? But I don't mean no harm or anything.
That's like saying dyke. That's such an ugly word. I only use it for dykes.
So do you use those words, like
On other people as derogatory.
but you don't use it in your community?
No.
Like my friends, they say the F word
No. Like
to each other.
fag. Like that's such a.
Can you go ahead and bleep that? She's very controversial.
No, I mean, I'm gay. I'm not gonna use. I don't use that word. That's horrible. I'm just not like using the
I
N-word.
apologize. I will never use that again.
The what?
To
The
you.
M?
Yeah,
word?
to you.
Yeah.
Well,
I use it on people like. I was married. I mean, we could get into that topic. And my ex-wife left me for a marimacha. So then I'll use it because that fits perfect. We could talk about that.
She's
too.
a person, you know that.
Oh.
Okay. So
We're backtracking.
So you mean there's levels to this?
Yes, hold on.
Okay.
Man, this is getting juicy, man.
Yes, it's always juicy.
Okay, so when did you?
I was born. I strongly believe that we're born like this, and I remember in elementary or even kindergarten having little crushes on girls.
Nice.
And then I tried to be straight and be with guys, but I was like, okay, is this how it feels?
But you said, when did you come out?
I came out when I was 27 years old.
And that was you said 8 years.
About 2 years ago. No, just kidding. No, yeah, that was a while back, and I told my mom, and she was very devastated. By that time, my father had passed away, so I didn't get to come out to my dad. And my mom was so heartbroken, and the whole religion, Catholic, like, I'm going to pray, and I'm going to light up veladoras,
Pray
and I'm
it away.
going to put the saint upside down, and she would always, like, invite guys over, like, she's a typical Mexican mom, like, oh, serve him some food, serve him. I was like, what the? I am not going to do that. Like, you serve him. Yeah. I was making me go out on dates, and I tried it. I really tried. I really wanted to be straight, but it just...
So when I met you, you were straight? I mean...
No, by that time, no. I was already out.
At Tortillas?
At Tortillas, I was already out. When I started doing comedy, I was already out.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Her
know.
first joke was
A Mexican and a lesbian. Which
No,
means
but
I
I didn't
people.
see her perform. I didn't see her perform.
No, you were late.
it's a trend.
That's why it's going to be
Yeah.
called the late show.
In honor of Carlos being late, we're gonna air this show 45 minutes late.
Yes. I just didn't relate to men. I just didn't have that connection.
Did you feel that something was wrong with you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then on top of that, like
I felt bad. I felt guilty. I was like, the Catholic Church, the priests, and everything. I was like, can't
Did you
be
grow up
gay.
Catholic? Like
I did grow up Catholic. Yes.
go to church Sundays and pray
Yeah,
every
like
day?
the whole thing, the whole first communion.
before you go to sleep.
And the whole
Damn.
baptism, and like,
That Catholic guilt and stuff.
yeah. And then I was like, fuck this.
Right.
Yeah. I'm breaking up with you, God.
So, what was your first? I mean, okay, being like once you come out, I don't even know why they call it coming out of the closet. Like, should change something else.
Yeah.
When you finally figured who you were,
Yeah.
and let people know, how did you feel? Like,
I felt liberated. I think once I told my mom, I think that was the most important person to tell. Once I told my mom, everything else didn't matter. Like, my family didn't matter. My friends didn't matter. Once my mom knew I had she wasn't supportive. She was still in shock for many, many years. But once she knew, I was like, that's it. That's all I needed. And then I was like, oh, yeah, I'm gay. I would go my new jobs and everything. Like, yeah, I'm gay. I didn't have to pretend anymore. Can you imagine just...
Being you?
That's why when I see kids, being you, when I see kids that come out at such a young age or don't even hide it or anything, I was like, good for you, man. Good for you. I wasted so many years of trying to be somebody I wasn't, and I'm sure people knew. I mean, I got most athletic in high school, and this and I was like, people knew I was gay. I just didn't want to.
I know. I can relate just because I feel the same way when I'm around white people. I gotta pretend I fucking like them and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You are so racist.
I'm sorry, Paul. Fucking love you, all right? I'm kidding.
You try to pretend you're not Mexican.
I pretend that
It's kind of like Carlos Loma. You can't really
hide it.
go.
Well, I know, but then when I'm there, my name is Charlie Hill.
Charlie Hill.
The Republican.
Charlie Hill.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Charlie Hill.
Well, you know what's funny? When I started doing comedy, I was like, I'm gonna change my name. I should change my name because there was Carlos Mencia, Carlos, fucking Mencia, and then Carlos Oscar, and then I was like, Charlie Hill, yeah, Charlie Hill. And then I go to the Comedy Store and there's Charlie Hill on the wall. I'm like, what the fuck? So he's a Native American.
Oh.
I did a show. I went to go visit Willie at the Ice House, and Charlie Hill was there. So I went to introduce myself. Hey, Charlie, this is Carlos Loma. We're the same. But he thought I was Willie. Hey, what's up, man? Long time no see. But he passed away. So, anyways, where were we at?
He thought you were Willie?
Yeah. But he was already old. So.
Oh, okay.
Where were we at?
Yeah, coming out. Feels good.
Okay.
Here I am.
You can relate because
Okay,
you're
you
gay.
can relate.
Oh, yeah.
Come out. It's so liberating.
All right.
Just-
Next time I'm around white people, dude, I'm not even going to mention I joined the Marines or what else? Oh,
Do you feel you have to act different in front of white people?
yeah.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Well, because of childhood. Because the only time I interacted with white people at the time, it was only working for them. So for a long time, I just felt like I couldn't see white people in the eye. Not only that, dude, I don't know if
All white people? I mean, trailer trash people, white trash people.
But there was no white people when I grew up, where I was growing up in Pomona.
Yeah.
And but you know, I was Mexican too. I mean,
Yeah.
I was Mexican. I was illegal as well.
Okay.
So it was kind of.
There was fear involved that they might.
No, what happened is, you know, a lot of things happened. For one that I remember was, we were trying to, we're part of the YMCA, and all the kids were trying to sell peanuts, right, to go camping. So we all went to go, you know, me and my brother and then my best friend.
What this?
Yeah, and so we did it. We got the trip and we took it. They took us. I don't even know. I think it was Big Bear. But when we got there, they put all the minorities in the cabin way in the back. So they put the blacks and the Mexicans
Together?
and then the bad whites over there.
Like on purpose, like no.
I don't know what purpose.
Like-
I just knew, but then like now that I think about it, I was like, man, that's fucked up because we would always be the last ones for breakfast, lunch, and then the white kids would always have like the best games, and the Mexicans they were, then the blacks we had
Playing with sticks and rocks.
fucking jump rope over there. Fucking white kids like have the bow and arrow and all that shit. So you know, I always felt like I was different.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
so that's why I was kind of, you know, I feel better now that I'm sober and I'm more spiritual. I don't really care.
You're sober?
Yeah. 4 years already.
Nice. I'm going on 2 years no drinking.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll get back to that.
Okay, yeah. We'll get,
So-
we can have enough time? Yeah,
You
what
know,
else?
yeah,
What
we're gonna
else?
have fucking hour and a half. So so what was your first relationship? Because you mentioned that you were married, right? And
Yes, I got married in 2018. And my first relationship, I mean, I had many.
so right now you're divorced?
I'm divorced, yes.
¿Ya te dejó?
It happened really quick. We got married in Rosarito.
I know you posted all your Instagram like you were all in love.
I was all in love, huh? Stupid.
Like, I mean, it was beautiful.
Yeah,
you know?
it was So, we're like, Rosarito, my friends can come, my family could come. And her family, she had a lot of family in Mexico City. So it was easy. It was just like, let's meet there. Family doesn't have to cross.
How'd you guys meet?
We met through a friend. A friend introduced us. And then.
Did you divorce your friend as well?
Huh?
Did you divorce your friend?
No, she was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Chef Katie, what's up?
Shout out.
Yeah, so she introduced us, and we just got along very well. She was younger. I should have known. She was 14 years younger. Fucking millennials, man.
What? Your girlfriend? Your wife?
My ex-wife, yes.
Was 14 years
younger than me.
What the? She was like.
But 20... she showed up. She was mature and everything. Oh yeah, this is cool. This is gonna be great. And
so she was.
She walked the walk, talked the talk. She looked the part. Everything. We got married in Rosarito. She really wanted this DJ. I'm not even gonna mention their names because it's not even worth it. She was like, this DJ, we gotta get her in Rosarito. Da, da, da. I'm like, okay, well.
So it was a DJ.
No.
Okay, go. Sorry.
It was the DJ brought a friend, and it was a marimacha. Now we could say that word.
That is offensive. She is a human being.
Yeah, she's a.
Can we say
There's different categories. You gotta know when the category.
So
yes.
Okay, so instead of marimacha, can I say mariposas?
Yeah.
She was a marimacha. She's a dyke.
At the level below.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
And add a couple of adjectives in front of that.
Fucking bitch. What a whore.
No, actually thankful. I went through all those emotions, like, fucking beep, beep, all that stuff.
So did you have...
I'm, like, grateful, like, thank you.
You should have been...
So wait, I'm a little lost. Did she hooked up with the DJ's friend?
So we're in our wedding, literally in our wedding, and this girl just comes out of nowhere and feels so comfortable in my wedding. This uninvited guest that's with the DJ, and she thinks... And I see her, I swear to God, I see her... drinking my tequila that I imported and paid a lot of taxes for, and everything. Like, the most expensive part of my wedding was the alcohol.
The tequila.
The tequila, because we have to have the best tequila. And I was like, I asked my ex-wife, or my wife at that moment, I was like, who is that, and why is she drinking our alcohol? She goes, oh, she's here with the DJ, and she asked permission. I was like, okay, well, as long as she has permission, but it's still weird. I just noticed her. I was like, something's weird about this. And then they exchanged numbers. They became friends. And within a month, she was acting weird. She was hiding her phone.
Within a month?
Within a month. Like, her Instagram was all about me, happily married, my wife, everything was beautiful. And then within a month, like, started changing. So anybody, if you're in a relationship and they start hiding their cell phone from you or taking it in the shower or like.
You should have been here last episode. We talked about how he's cheating. If they're meeting, we forgot. If they're meeting up at Vallarta's in the parking lot, they're cheating on you.
No, and
so she was hiding. Even women do that.
Even women do that. Yeah. So within a month, and then it was my birthday, and she threw this birthday party for me, and she invited her, and then it was at a bowling alley, and then I would bowl with my friends, having a good time, and then I would see them, and I'm like, this doesn't feel right. If you have that gut feeling, like, go with that. And then, well, things happen. She's like, I'm going to leave the house. Oh, then my mom passes away. My mom passes away, and I'm going through my separation, trying to save my marriage, and my mom, like, I didn't know what I was crying for. It was dark. Therefore, I said, I'm not going to drink. I need to go through this really clear-minded. That's why I got sober. But then...
Smart.
Yeah. She left the house. She's like, I need my space. I'm like, what space? We just got married. How could you possibly need... We had 2 dogs. She's like, I need my space. She left on a Saturday. On Monday, she calls me. She's like, can I go pick up the dog? And I was like, yes. So she comes. I go outside with the dog because she takes him to work. And then I said, hey, I just made some coffee. You want some coffee? I was like, no. She's like, no, I'm fine, but can you throw these out? I'm like, yeah. She hands me the coffee. And then I already had suspicion what she was doing, what was going on. On the coffee, it had that girl's name. I was like, "Are you
shitting me?"
She said, "This is so dumb, fucking millennials." She said, "Oh, I must have grabbed the wrong coffee." I'm like, enough. I am right here. This is raw. I said, enough. Give me back my ring. It's over. You're a horrible person for making me go through therapy, making me feel like I was a horrible person, manipulator, jealous, and all this time you're like right behind my back, doing all this. You're disgusting. And I got divorced really quick. I'm glad I did it before my inheritance kicked in. And got her out. And she's like, we got to go to court on the 12th. I was like, we went to court on the 12th. I think it was Lincoln's birthday, and then the courts were like closed. And she's like, well, let's come back tomorrow. I was like, I can't tomorrow. Let's come back the following day. She goes, it's Valentine's Day. I said, perfect. Let's get divorced on Valentine's Day. You can't write that. Yeah, it's just, so we got divorced on Valentine's Day. So this year,
a 1 year anniversary.
Yeah, of being divorced.
So in honor of Valentine's Day, we celebrate.
Yes.
You know what's funny?
Divorce.
You know, like even in a gay relationship, women say, "I need space."
Space is just code for I met someone, I want to fuck them, and I don't want to feel bad about it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wasn't I telling you that?
I want to screw somebody else in another space.
That's what space means. I need my space.
No, it means okay, for the man it could mean that, but it also can mean I'm tired of your fucking drunkenness. You need to get a job. Oh, am I telling too much?
You need to move over to your mom's house.
Heavens no. Wow, man.
But I'm glad. I went through a lot of emotions and everything. At times I was crying for my mom that she had passed, for my marriage and everything. And now that I look back, I'm like, I'm glad that happened because I met a beautiful person. You
already met one?
Yeah.
Puta madre.
Yeah.
Even in the lesbian community, it's even faster.
No, I took a year. I give myself a year. And then it just
That's
happened.
not enough.
At some point, you got to move on.
It happened. I wasn't looking. I really wasn't looking. I just met someone. It happened. And this is like, oh, this is how it's supposed to feel. You know that whole bullshit about like, we knew at first sight, or I knew she was the one, or like, this is a moment, like, it's true. Until it happens to you, you think it's all bullshit, but it's true. When you meet the one, you're like, yeah, I promise you. I thought it was all
I saw my wife's
stupid.
eyes and I said, I'm going to marry that girl.
Yeah.
I don't know how, I don't know when.
You thought that, right?
I just thought it was in my head.
Yeah, it's true. I promise you it's true. And this is what happened with this girl. With this woman. Finally a woman.
So she's not 14 years younger than you?
No, she's not.
Okay.
She's a real deal.
You're not a millennial.
Don't be
not a millennial.
Don't be the lesbian R. Kelly, all right?
Don't be a what?
The lesbian R. Kelly.
No. This one's younger.
Younger?
No. I don't like younger girls. They don't even.
You're traumatized.
Wipe their butt yet.
Oh man, that's good. So right now, how long you been with your new relationship?
3 months.
3 months. Okay, that's beautiful. Take your time with it.
Yes.
All right. So that's why you have the cup in there, huh? Because you're traumatized because of the Starbucks.
Oh, it has my wife's name on it, so make sure you don't.
Who's Marissa?
I had a hunch. I'm sorry. Okay, so back to comedy. What from when you started to now? What has been the difficulties doing comedy?
My day job.
And you were a pilot, right?
No, I'm not. No, I wish I was a pilot. I worked for a very wealthy family. It took a lot. Although they've been a beautiful part of my life. I was with them for. I just resigned, by the way. I was with them for 9 years.
Damn, divorce, anniversary,
it's a whole new life.
Yeah.
You know, new relationship.
Everything.
New year, new me. What's up?
New calzones, everything.
You look, the botines are still the same.
New botines, everything's new. It took a lot of my time and emotion. So when I started with comics, I was sharing this with you, and now seeing those comics, how much they progress and how much better they are, and I'm still caught up in my 20-minute set. with no growth, I'm like, what am I doing? If I really want to do this stand-up, I need to commit. So I think my day job was getting a lot in the way, and I am not retired, but I'm 100% committed now to my stand-up, to my comedy.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
And what has been the worst set you done? Besides your first one.
It was in front of Jeff Garcia.
Oh, jeez. Can you bleep that name into?
He was like, "You suck." And I went home and I cried. And I was like, "I'm gonna show him." And then within a year, I went like, "Remember that?" He's like, "Great set." I'm like, "Thanks, but a year ago you told me I sucked and you made me cry, and because of you, I went home and I worked harder." He's like, "Good." And then that was
can you go ahead and just delete that whole segment, please? Appreciate that. Okay, so yeah, excuse me. So after, so what has been your best show? I mean, for example, for me, like the most, some of my best shows are probably the smallest crowds. Or like I did a show for a benefit for UCLA Latinos. Mm-hmm. I just happened, somebody canceled and they booked me, but it was like I felt like it was me. Like I finally, shit, this is my voice.
Yeah, it has taken me a while to find that, and I think I've had many sets where I've been like, fuck, that sucked. But I think the best ones, even if my material is not good, because there's been a lot of times where I just go up there, and Willie has taught me that. I got to give credit where that is due. To just be in the moment and talk to the audience, like be yourself. And although I might not say the funniest things, I'm in my power. I'm there talking to the audience, and I'm having a great time. And I could call it out like, yeah, that didn't work. Let me try a different punchline. Hold on, let me bring that back. And those are the shows where I'm like, yeah, I didn't get laughs or anything, but I had fun, and I didn't care. I don't care.
Yeah,
not that I don't care.
Yeah, you did.
I do care, but those moments where it's small crowds where I could be myself and try new stuff and see and
be
throw,
interesting.
and then go home and listen to it and pick the gold nuggets out of there. Yes, and then I've had sets where like, yeah, I've worked really hard writing this. I've worked a lot with Willie on writing, moving stuff, flashcards. He's really big on flashcards and like teaching me how to move all that stuff, and it's killed. I've to Vegas. I got invited to the Laugh Factory. I'm like,
You're getting there.
I'm doing.
Are you in top of the mountain, or you're?
I'm climbing that.
I think you know what's funny. I think about that. I think I was doing 7 years of comedy, but when my girlfriend at the time, she broke up with me. The professionalism. When they broke up with me, I was heartbroken. Like, you know, I could relate to your pain, but in different circumstances. But that's when I became funny.
Yeah,
that's when I became funny.
Tragedy too.
Because I went to the Laugh. I remember I was booked. I still have the tape. I was fucking like, I didn't give a fuck. And then I was just like, I was picking on the fucking couples. I was like, you happy bastards. Hope you guys break up today. And so, anyways, I wasn't even trying to be funny, and I was like, oh shit. So that was the turning point for me, mm-hmm. And I see where you're at right now, and it's I think you got good stuff.
Yeah.
And we're gonna talk about I want to talk about I know it's hard for a comedian, a male perspective, to be a comedian. You know, but as a woman, like you on top of that, you have to have like guys hit on you. How is that?
Well, it's already hard to do stand-up.
Right.
Then add being a female, and then add being Latina, and then add being gay. You're just, if you notice, people like comedy shows are pretty dominant by men. You have one girl in a show, and you have to have that, one girl. It's you got to bring it. You got to bring it. You got to have confidence. And yes, guys do hit on you, and then you got to get back on stage and talk shit about them, and and then they call you, she's a lesbian. Next coming up to the stage is a lesbian. I was like, I don't introduce you like that. Next coming on stage as a dumbass. Like there's guys just think like, oh.
Yeah, I used to hate when they used to bring me up as a Latino comedian.
Yeah.
Like, oh, and so, but you know what? Now I don't give a fuck. You call me whatever. So, you know the men that is there most comedians hit on you or?
No, I'm not gonna brag. Like, yeah, I get a lot of like people hitting on me. It happens, and then
you set them straight.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. There was this one show. I got on stage. It was a hole in the wall. It was probably one of the best. It was a bunch of cholos in East LA, and I had so much fun just talking shit to the show. But before I started, this other comedian came to stage and brought me a roast, like kind of being romantic. And I'm like, fool, you haven't heard my set. I'm gay. And then it just like the whole crowd was like, ah! I go, you just wasted $10 on this roast.
Did you keep it? But did you keep it?
I kept the roast, of course. I put it in a little base when I got home. I'm like, oh, it was sweet. It was sweet.
Were you married at the time?
No, that was right after my divorce. Yes.
So he could have swayed you the other way.
He could have, but I was sober. And usually it's easier when you're to turn straight.
So when you drink, you turn straight?
Yeah.
Hold on. I have a joke that it said like about like how alcohol makes men gay. Because then all you want to do is kick with your boys, and you start fucking hugging them and all this shit.
Punch you in the balls.
So where were we at?
Yes, it's hard for a female comedian because you get a lot of shit.
The reason I bring this up just because I went back to school, right? And for some reason, I have a lot of professors. They talk about the women experience, right? And to me, I never thought about that. You know, It was nothing that I that ever popped into my head. But then I started studying about them and everything. And most of our audience is women, and so I started to question like, wow, like the experiences that female comedians, I don't know, comedians deal with, you know, like you're not funny and all that stuff.
They put you first. They throw you to the lions. Like they don't even warm with the crowd. They make you deal with it. I was like, okay, motherfuckers, bring it. I don't even like fight when they tell me this is the lineup. You're going up first. I'm like, okay. I don't even like argue or anything. Like I don't go against the.
You don't throw in. Do you know who I am?
Do you know who I am? Do you know what? Yeah. No, I just let it. Okay, fine. I don't.
Yeah, but I don't think that should be a problem. I mean, it happens, and that's part of being a comedian, you know.
Yeah, you gotta pay your dues, work up the way, and start your reputation. Start giving your name, you know, like, oh yeah, Liliana, she's not scared, she's not afraid. I'm like, bring it. And if I fail, I fail. I'll learn from it. There's no such thing. But and I'll call it out. Well, that wasn't funny, you know. Whatever. I
like your attitude. There was something that I don't know, something I liked about you. I don't know why, like the way you talk when I met you, the way you were talking to me. I don't know. You just had like a good spirit.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I think you have the voice, and you could be a name up there. Okay, so
I will be a name up there, and yeah, when I met you, likewise, you respected me. I was like one of the boys, one of the guys,
and you gave her a rose.
And he's the one that gave me the rose on stage.
No,
but no, you were always very kind to me, and I remember that. Yeah, and if you're not, I'm gonna call you out. And
yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I just remember because I don't want to talk about that. I'll take the after because then I'm gonna get in trouble.
After hours.
Any last thing that you wanna your audience or my audience to know about?
How do people find you?
Yes, on my Instagram. I deleted my Facebook because there was just a lot of memories of my past. And I'm like, 1 year anniversary, a year ago you were doing this, and a year ago.
Starting fresh.
Yeah.
But you're in a new relationship, so.
I'm in a new relationship. I'm happy. Hi, Ashley.
Ashley, we're going to go ahead and have a sit down with you because I find out 2 months after.
that you're getting coffee with someone else. You're done, Ashley. You're done.
That's not her. Have you seen her? Go on my Instagram. She's. I always tell her, like, I look at her and I was like, I always wanted a hot girlfriend. I didn't care.
I don't know how that feels.
I always wanted a hot girlfriend, like, you know, walking around, like, that whole joke that I have, like, why are you looking at my chick? Because they're taller than me.
She's taller than you? Is she white?
All taller. Yeah, she's white.
They're all
See? That's what happens.
so you,
That's what happens.
She
The
can't
American dream. You got the American dream.
Yeah.
Because Latinos, like, well, Mexicans, our American dream is to have white women.
Yeah,
And
I
you
got
got
me a
it.
white, hot, gorgeous woman. I don't say girl. She's a woman.
Woman.
Yeah. Instagram, comedian Liliana Cervantes. Yeah, I just got accepted to the Las Vegas Comedy Festival. I'll be there Feb 17th to the 21st.
all right,
Nice.
Vegas, be ready. She's coming
At
after
the
you.
Strat. And yeah, I'm ready. There's no stopping me.
Boy, I
You heard it here at the Carlos Loma show first.
Carlos Loma Chronicles. Thank you, girl.
Chronicles. Forget that. Sorry.
No, I'm kidding. Thank you. I really appreciate you coming here. Like I said, I wish you luck and everything. And if you need any help, I'll be here. And you can always come back whenever you want.
Yeah, invite me back.
Órale, pues.
When
Thank
you win the contest, come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be back.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back.
Thank you guys. Boobies.